Namaskar. I would like to once again invite you to this conversation. This is the second day, the second conversation. So thank you for joining today in this journey, life or celebration. In this channel, we'll talk about many things, but all these things will be directly relevant to life. We will talk nothing other than life. Okay? So that's the purpose. We'll talk about many things on this journey. There will be many videos that will be coming. I'll be trying to speak almost every day. Before starting on some particular topic, I felt it necessary to share a few things about what are we doing here, or how we will proceed, how these videos will be recorded, things like that. First of all, this channel will be about life, and the matters will be very serious. Okay, so we are not here for entertainment or some less important things. Each word, each video will tackle the most important thing in life as a human. So the videos that will be recorded, this will not be live. It will not be prepared. It will be spoken on the spot, and attempt will be made to speak about the truth directly, without any thought or without long preparation or even sharing the things that are not in the direct experience. Okay, so I will not be sharing things that I have heard from somewhere or I have read, and that which I don't have deep experience with, because I don't think that will work. Okay, the only thing that works is that which comes from direct observation, direct realization, direct experience. So the videos will not be edited. It will be very natural. It will contain everything. So that might be the best approach. as I understand, that might be the best approach to get closer to truth or share truth. So this journey, this video, this channel will be, of course, about truth. And what that means for life. Okay. So that is how we'll proceed. Of course, there isn't any motive other than to just share what was received. Okay, what I have received, the state, the peace, the happiness, anything you call it, the freedom, that's the sole purpose. My purpose of opening this channel is not to increase followers or to earn money or to earn name or things like that. It's just simply to share what has been achieved after a long process or contemplation or sadhana or different things. Okay. Because truth is something I don't think anyone can contain within himself or herself. Truth is that large, that massive, that it won't fit in your small life or your small mind or your small you. Okay. It will be spoken, it will find its way out, it will expand. So you can think of this as kind of like there's let me quickly translate a word, okay, because I can't find the right English word for the word that is in my mind right now. Okay, I found a word, but I don't think that is a direct translation of the word that I have in mind, but it's kind of an obligation, okay? It's kind of like a debt or compulsion or obligation, something like that, that has to be spoken about. It cannot be contained within. So that's what truth is. You know, before renaming this channel was called Pathless Path. Pathless Path, okay? Which means a path without a path. And I feel like that gets close to truth. Because I don't think you can define truth. How would you explain what truth is in words? There can only be pointers, right? So, pathless path seems like something very close, because I don't think there is a predefined path to truth. One has to take his or her own journey, own path. That might not work for another person. And the final moment is kind of like there isn't a even a way. It's like jumping into the unknown, okay? It's like a leap. So that was the name of this channel before, Life a Celebration. But a thought came to mind that I don't think that name resonates with many people. That name might be too theoretical or too complex or too vague, right? So I thought of renaming it simply as Life a Celebration. Although our focus will be on the truth, on knowing yourself, realization, end of suffering, things like that, but we will be concerned about life and living. So let's start the journey. As I have told earlier, I don't have any planning. I haven't come here with a predefined concept or with some preparation. So what will be spoken will be naturally coming from within on the spot. But whose base is the truth, okay? So so let's see, what shall we talk about today? First of all, let's start with life. That is, how important is a human life? Okay, let's give it some thought. What it means to be a human being? What are the possibilities? How important do you think is your life? Obviously, you are a human, right? We are not animal. We are not stone or something like lifeless things. But we are something that can experience, that can know, that can understand, that can live. So let's start with life itself. What is life? How is your life? And what do you think? What's the importance of being a human? What importance do you give to yourself, to you as a human being? Now, when I talk about yourself, you might think of yourself as something like, I am a boy, I am a student, I am a Australian, or I am a Indian, or I am a American, I am an engineer, I am a kind person, things like that. I am a husband. We'll later see, we'll try to see whether that's who you really are. But at the moment, when I say who are you, or how is your life, some things might spring up in your mind instantly, right? You might think of yourself as you might identify yourself as someone or something. If that is so, I am not actually asking about that thing, the identity, we'll talk about this later. But what is life? What importance do you give to your life? to just pure living, not doing. I know that work is considered very important in some part of the world, some countries, but here I am talking just about life, your experience, your human experience. What importance do you give? That's my first question. I don't know if you have thought about this thing, or if you have had some free time in your life. I hope you are not that busy that life is just slipping by without any realization, without any knowing, that you are so busy that you totally don't know who you are. You totally don't know anything about life, right? I hope that is not the case. I hope life gives some. I hope there is some gap in life sometimes where you are not working, where you are not involved in a relationship, where you aren't with your friends, and you find yourself alone, right? At that moment, what do you do? How do you feel? Do you feel happy, or do you feel sorrow? Or do you think about the world, or do you think about your life? You turn inward. You start to question the meaning of life. You start to question or try to find out who I am actually, who you are actually. So, what importance should we give to life? This might differ depending upon people, because people have mind, right? In some discourse, in some conversation, we will also go talk about the mind, which is a very important part of being a human and cannot be ignored. Obviously, in a way, to be a human is to be a mind, right? What you are is you are mind. So that is of course a important issue, topic. But how important is just living? Or if I may ask differently, how do you feel? Are you happy? Are you joyous? Are you bliss? Is life full of bliss? Or is there suffering in life? Or do you find that when you are alone, you find sorrow? You are unhappy. You can't handle pure aloneness. You feel lonely. Is that the case? Or if you think about your life, whether you feel your life is meaningless, you find your life empty. Life is empty. There isn't anything worth talking about, sharing. There isn't something too valuable, too beautiful, too important. Is that the case? if you find yourself so busy in world that up till now, whether you are 40 years of age or 60 years of age, you are so busy that you know absolutely nothing about life and yourself, then I don't think that is a good thing, because it's not a good thing to be totally unknown to yourself, to be totally unknown to life, to the possibilities, to the hidden secrets. If I say life is, there are lot of hidden secrets, hidden gems in life that have not been uncovered, that are in passive state, or that are hidden, waiting to be discovered, right? If I say, if you realize, if you find those gems, if you find out who you are by going inward, not outward, if I say you'll find a life that cannot suffer, that has not a trace of suffering, sorrow. If I say life is like a river without any obstruction, conflict, it just flows smoothly, there is not a little bit of conflict. That's what I guess can be called peace or bliss. If I say to live is to soar like a bird in a clear sky where there is no boundaries, there are no obstructions at all, where what you want to do can be done, where every day is like a new day, like a day that you haven't seen before, where everything you observe in this world, in nature or in the world, excites you, where daily living becomes a pure joy. If I say there are things, the world isn't what you think it is. If I say you are in an illusion, and when you realize the self, the world, the view that you are looking at with your eyes will change. It will not look like that which you are currently looking at. You look at the world, right? You look at the people, you look at the busy street, you look at the city, you look at the animals, you look at the tree, you look at your home, you look at the world. If I say that will totally change, you will find a totally different world with the same eyes, different visually, I am saying, not metaphorically, okay, literally. And many other things. If I say all these things, What would you say? Is that possible? Is it possible to be free of suffering forever? Is it possible to work without any conflict? Is it possible to love everyone and everything? Is it possible to change this world, change the view of this world, change the image, change the looks? Is it possible to experience total freedom, which even death cannot take away from you? Is it possible to know everything, which means the end of knowing? Is it possible to feel and know your eternity? Is it possible to end the death, to live forever? If I say all these things, what would you say? You might say you must be kidding or something like that, right? These things cannot happen. These things are all imaginary. These things are just words. It has nothing to do with reality or experience. You might like to think like that. But I can understand that. You know, in a dark room, in a pitch dark room, when there is no light, imagine a room that is totally dark without any light. And you are there, right? Will you know what there is in the room? Imagine a room that is pitch dark. It has no windows, it has no light. It is night time also, okay? And you have been placed in that room. Would you be able to know, to see what lies there, what is available, or what the world is? Imagine that room is your world, okay? Would you be able to say anything with confidence? Or will it just be pure speculation? You might say the room might have anything. It might have flowers, it might have diamonds, it might have a book, it might have a fan, it might have some form of animal, beautiful bird, things like that. Anything can, it can have anything, right? But you can't be sure of what that is, right? But what happens if in that room a lamp is fired, right? A lamp is lit. Then all of a sudden you notice things, you see things for the first time that you didn't know it existed, right? The room might have a bed, the room might have a, let's say, a computer, the room might have a flower. You didn't know. But what happened when a light was lit? Then you can be sure, right? You are now confident. You are confident that you found the truth. That you can say with confidence and with no doubt that, okay, that is the bed, that is the flower, that is the computer. The same thing is with life, with reality, with truth. You cannot say that life doesn't offer these possibilities which I mentioned earlier just because you are in a dark room, right? You cannot say those things don't exist just because you are in a dark room. What you need is to light the lamp, to start that fire, to light that lights. If you look at the logo or the banner of this YouTube channel, right, you will see a sun in a pitch dark space, right? So that is also the symbolic meaning of the same thing, that what we need is that light. Buddha said, be a light unto yourself, right? That's the meaning of it. Because we are in darkness, we are in pitch dark room, and at that point we are talking about things, we are saying what exists and what doesn't, right? And that is what is called illusion. We need that lamp, we need that light in order to be sure, in order to see the truth. So, today we talked about, we are starting with life because that is where the conversation will be revolve around. To be human is to live in this same world where other people are, where other animals are, where you are, in which country, in what job you do, what position you are in life. You have to start there. There isn't a escape. You start from where you are, right? But then there is a possibility of freedom. There's a saying that, do you know a lotus, where it sprouts, where it grows? It finds itself in a pod, in a pond of mud and filth, bad waters. But it can spread, it can find that beauty, it can live, it can truly live, it can be happy, it can grow, there can be fruition even in such condition, right? A lotus grows in a dirt. That's a very good symbolism. So it doesn't matter what filth we find ourselves in today. There's a possibility of change. There's a possibility of achieving something truly extraordinary. It's just a matter of your choice. It's just a matter of your intention. Whether you are willing to enter inside, to understand the truth, to understand life. To live, to be human is to live, and not to escape. Just like in a pond, people go to see the lotus. People don't go to see the dirt, right? So the value of lotus flower is, so the value of that place is not the dirt pond, but the beautiful lotus. Similarly, in this world that is filled with filth and dirt, you can grow like a lotus, so that other people, through that light, through that bliss, they will be compelled to change their life as well. So let's start with life. Let's start with where we are in life, what concepts we have, what education we have, what we consider ourselves as, what is our mind, what's the conditioning of our mind. Let's start from there and let's see if we can move forward and if we can discover great things. So, in that sense, life is valuable. It's not something trivial. I feel that nothing can be more important than your life, than your living, than your being, right? Because other things are just temporary, and even they are not eternal, right? They will perish. All the things that you associate with your life, your work, your relationship, your outer everything has a date. They will perish. They are not truth. So importance should be given to life, which is central. And no matter what you do, it's not the case that you will do that forever, right? What is eternal? What is 24/7? That is your life, right? You won't work 24/7. You will work sometime. You will meet with your friends for some time. You will spend doing things just for some time, right? Not all the time. But life is all the time, isn't it? Living is all the time. So what matters? Living or doing many things? What matters? Your life or the world? So in today's discourse, I would like to not make it too long, because I understand the value of time, especially in the Western world. So saying that, I would like to close today's discourse. May you please have a peaceful night. See you in the next conversation. Thank you.